Hi guys, hope you're doing well. My name is Emma and we're going to go through our 2026 plans. So I'm using the term like plans quite loosely here because these are just things on my mind that I would like to get done, but let's be real, from experience, we often pivot. So what I say I'm going to make is not necessarily what's going to happen. And ultimately, this is a hobby. So I would rather do what makes me happy and brings me joy and just like pivot and make whatever project I feel like making versus having like a hard set, like must do to-do list, because for me, that takes a little bit of the fun out of it. From my last year's like 2025 plans, I did get through some of them because, you know, some things I had on my mind and I'm like, yeah, I really want to make that. And I think I'm the same this year. There's a couple items that I'm like, yep, absolutely, like want to do you. But I also had a lot of plans to use up some of my like yarn stash as well because I have purchased some patterns. I have some yarn in my stash already. I really wanted to use it up. I've definitely like made a shift in my yarn buying choices as well. So some of the yarn I just wanted to like use up and then I would end up probably donating the items that I make. So it's more just knitting for fun versus knitting to get a product. But to be honest, maybe I'm a little bit selfish. I keep seeing things that I want and they rank priority over everything else. So I haven't used up much of my stash yarn. I've only added to my stash, like I swear it's like quadrupled in the last 12 months. Like it's getting a little bit out of hand. And reflecting on what I've just noted down to talk about today, it's only going to get more out of hand. So let's run through what I plan to make in 2026. All right, first I'm going to go through some cardigans. I'm very much in a cardigan phase at the moment. When I first started knitting, I like made a couple cardigans and then I just went like sweaters for like the rest of the time. And I've just recently done what I've got, you would have seen if you watch my monthly updates, I've just cast on the Paul cardigan and working on that one. And to be honest, that particular project is actually influencing what cardigan I really want to work on next. So let me tell you about the patterns I've got on my mind. So first of all is one that I have mentioned in my last year's what I kind of plan to make, and that is the No Frills cardigan, which is by PetiteKnit. So kind of the same mindset as last year for this one, I think, and that is if I have time I will cast it on, but I've got no urgency around having this one in my collection, but I do have the yarn for it. So this combo here, both these colors are in the color marzipan. So we have the Drops Nord number 29 marzipan. So this is 45% alpaca, 30% polyamide, 25% wool, and holding that with the Drops Kid Silk in number 56 marzipan. So this one's 75% mohair, 25% silk. Now the Paul cardigan that I'm making at the moment is this exact combo but in black. So I was like this close to casting on the No Frills cardigan. I even have my little gauge watch and everything for it, which I think I've already done a gauge watch in the past for this, but I just like forgot, so I redid one. But I don't know what, like last minute, 11th hour, I like pivoted and I was like, actually, I have this black yarn already in my stash. And I had initially purchased it for another pattern, and then I just decided to revisit my Ravelry page and purchase the Paul cardigan and just cast it on and started on that. So Paul cardigan won out that time, but the reason why I'm not that keen to now start the No Frills cardigan is because it's exactly the same same fabric, basically, same gauge, same needles, same yarn combo. It's just a different colorway. So when I'm actually knitting the project, it's going to feel very the same. They're both stock knit. You know, although the construction is a little bit different, I'm pretty sure the No Frills is like a raglan, whereas the Paul is like a saddle shoulder. But aside from that, once you're just going back and forth, like there's no difference between those two projects. So it's going to feel a little bit too same, like I'm just working on the same project forever type of thing, if you know what I mean. So I'm now I don't know if the No Frills is going to make it this year. Another one that I'm considering, but hesitating on for the same reasons. Also, I don't have yarn for this particular project, but that is the April cardigan. I did purchase this pattern, and that's what the black yarn that I used for the pool cardigan was going to be used on. But when I did my little gauge swatch, I just really wasn't vibing with the like black mohair, and I was like, I don't know if having like a fitted cardigan, I really can't explain it, but the pool cardigan's very oversized, and I just feel like the yarn vibes better with that, like the black mohair look. I don't know, something about it, I can't explain it. But I did purchase the yarn for the April cardigan, pivoted, made the pool cardigan. So the April cardigan is still something I definitely want to make, but I think I want to make it in the beige colorway. So if you think drops beige, don't know what combo, like I will use the mohair, but I don't know what base yarn I will use, but I'm going to pick the color beige. So we will get that one done at some point, but like I said, I need to buy yarn for that. So whether or not I purchase yarn for that sometime soon, because I'm going to have to place a drops order because I do not have enough yarn to finish my pool, given that I purchased for the April, it's more fitted, pool's more oversized, I need more yarn. So I might add some to cart, but again, same situation as the no frills, like it's the same kind of gauge, it's the same fabric feel, it's the same back and forth stock knit, like it's just two same, even though the finished product is very different, the knitting experience is very same. So I'm kind of like, maybe. Another one that I've got on my mind, which I think is what I'm going to go for, is a cabled cardigan. So I've got two pattern options here. So the August cardigan by Joanna Garish is one that I had on last year's plans. It's something I really want. I love the look of it. It looks great. However, since then, I know there's been other cabled cardigans that have launched, and I've also purchased a pattern that includes a cabled cardigan in the pattern. So I'm leaning more towards just using the pattern that I've already paid for, because that makes sense. So the one I think I will end up doing is actually the Lauder cardigan. So that's a pattern by the Creabea or Rebecca Clow. So I purchased the Lauder pattern thinking of like the sweater version of it, but it's one of her mega patterns, so it comes with the V-neck cardigan as well. And I was like, actually, it's so similar. It's different, but it's similar. So I might just end up making that. Also, I'm pretty sure from memory that the August cardigan was a fingering plus a mohair. And whilst I was kind of considering that for the Lauder as well, to like just because it calls for DK weight, I'm actually hesitant to do the mohair because all of the other cardigans I've just mentioned that are whips or possible next projects are all mohair cardigans. And I'm like, how many mohair cardigans do I want in my collection? They're all going to have a very similar vibe and feel. I kind of want to be able to swap it out with something else. So I'm actually thinking I will do the Lauder. I will just do it in a DK weight yarn, like single strand. But I'm thinking color-wise for that one, I might do like a really, really deep dark navy. I just have to find the right navy. I do know that Drops just recently brought out like a really dark navy, so I'm leaning towards just ordering some of that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on those two cable cardigans. So if you've made either or you own both patterns, like which one's the better one to make, I would like to know. But talking about cables, or on the subject of cables, I also have some cabled sweaters that I want to make too. So first one that is like 100% I'm going to make it. It's probably going to be like the next item that I cast on, in all honesty. That is going to be the Dagmar. And I want to do the zipper version of the Dagmar. So it's patterned by PetiteKnit. I do have yarn for this. So recently I just picked up this one. It's the Bendigo Woolen Mills Rustic Tweed. This is in a 10 ply and the color is 956, a driftwood. It's like a light beige. It does have the little bits in it that are just like other browns, so it's very much like, I don't know if you can see, there's like dark browns and some light tan colors in there. It's a very subtle like tweediness. Can you see a bit better on the bottom there? A little bit. It's a very subtle tweediness, but I think it's going to look really good in that kind of Dagmar. I did like a little gauge swatch on it and it looked good. This yarn is, like it does mention, a little bit rustic. It's not like super hardcore rustic, but actually on my neck it feels perfectly fine. I feel like the gauge swatch felt a little tiniest bit prickly, but it's definitely more of a wool than some of my other Bendigo yarns. But I mean, it's in the name, so you can't be mad at it. But like I said, it's not It's not really prickly. I'm being like very dramatic. So that one's like a definite. I'm, like I say, probably going to cast it on next. I'm super excited to make that one because it's like all over texture and everything, and it just looks cool. And it's a zipper sweater, and I love zipper sweaters. I'm going to have so many zipper sweaters very soon. The other one that I want to do, which I have already half done, but need to restart, is my good old Arctic light sweater by Kutovakikka. So this was a spontaneous cast on like last year. It wasn't like on my plans. Here she is. I've literally like put her down on the couch. Oops, it's unraveling. It has got it on a cable, but like I needed the stoppers, and so the cable's just like gradually falling out. But yeah, this sweater, I need to rip her back and redo her. I'm just, to be honest, I don't know again if I want to do like 2 cable projects, even though this is quite different to the Dagmar zipper, and this is like I'm holding this one Bendigo Woolen Mills Whisper 8 ply, which is their merino. That's in the color 2512 champagne, and I'm holding it with Drops Kid Silk in the color number 20 light beige. I actually have them here. So that's the kind of combo that I'm holding together. So it is a different feel in terms of fabric, and the cables are very much different. This one's also raglan, so the entire thing is in the round, whereas the Dagmar, it's a drop shoulder, so the top bit's knit flat, and then you kind of knitting in the round. You've got like the zipper to install and stuff like that. So they are different, but they're also like both cable projects. So I'm like, do I want to do 2 cable projects, or do I want to save one for the following year because I don't have any other? And also just thinking that the water's going to be cables too. It's just less intense cables than this. So I don't know if I will get around to doing it this year or not. We'll wait and see. This is also another mohair project, so it depends how many mohair projects I do, because they all kind of have a similar feeling. This, oh my gosh, it feels so nice. But for this one, just a reminder of what I want to do for this one. So I finally decided on sizing down on my needles to a 5mm. I'm pretty sure that's what the pattern calls for, but like I can't meet gauge on the 5mm. I could meet gauge closer on the 5.5, but I didn't like how gapey my fabric was. I did some tidy ups on some of these cables. So like these ones like mirror each other, and then like these ones just had a bit of a stock knit bit here that I just kind of filled in with some half cables. So I did those tidied up on the cables. I feel like they look so much more better, so I'm going to do that as well. The sizing was all off, but I think I figured that out. Like I'm going to do the sleeves to a medium, the body to a large. The only thing I haven't sussed is my German short rows. So I did German short rows that went into the center cable, and I just don't love how that looks a little bit funky. It's such a minor thing, but like you can see the one on the back, it looks less funky. I just need to decide how to do those German short rows. So this project, it's literally been sitting on the corner of my couch like since I put it down. I literally talked about it. I was like, I'm done with this for now. I put it down on the couch, and it's literally sat there for months. Also because it's got like half like unraveled yarn that I haven't rewound up, but it's like the mohair and the merino together, and I'm just like, I just haven't been able to deal with that. But that is one that I want to get onto and finish, because I've got the yarn, I've got the project on. I just need to give it a little bit of thinking about how to do the neck shaping and finish that one. Now, on the topic of abandoned whips, I've got another abandoned whip. Where is she? So this one here, this is my ribbed tee. So this is a pattern by Knitting for Olive. So this one, you can see I got a decent amount through this particular one. Like this could be a baby tee. You could just bind this off and call it a baby tee. But this one I used, again, this is like some Temu yarns that I've used, and I held 2 different ones together to kind of get close to gauge. But it's it was like a sock yarn style. It's meant to be merino, nylon and silk. And then I also held it with a strand of silk that I used for another project that I had left over. And I just way underestimated the like silk strand that I was holding this with. And then if I dropped it out, there was like a change in gauge. And so I tried to buy some more. It was out of stock. Like that seller just completely disappeared, so I couldn't find the similar items. I had to buy something different. And anyways, it all got to a point where I'm like, it's all different now, and I don't think I'm going to be able to finish the project. But also at this point I had discovered Bendigo, so I was like, actually do I want to use this cheapy yarn that I actually don't know the composition of? Well, it tells you the composition, but I don't know if it's actually true. Do I want to use this cheapy yarn from Temu, or do I want to just start this again and use some better quality yarn from Bendigo? And the answer is, we put her aside. I could really do with these like barber cable, those. I need those back. But yeah, I brought some of this Bendigo Woolen Mills. This is the luxury 4-ply in the color 304 black. It's just wool yarn, superwash though. I thought having superwash would be good for like such a fitted garment that the ribbed tee is. And this is just like a better quality. It feels basically the same, if I'm being honest, but like, at least I know exactly what this is, and I know that I'm going to be able to chuck it in the washing machine, not have any issues with it. So I just need to get around to making that, and I thought like this is the year, because it will go really nice as like work outfits. It's a great top that I can wear into the office. But of course, there's an alternative top that I may want to make instead. Now, I don't have the pattern or the yarn for this other top. But the other one that's on my mind is the Knitty Committee top, which is by Lily Kate France. Like I said, don't have anything for this one yet. So I saw PetiteKnit. She made one in this really nice brown color, and it was like in a drops baby merino, I think it was, that she used. And I was like, yes, I just want to copy paste that. I love the look of it. I think it looks really nice. So I should really make the rib tee because I have the yarn in stash and I already own the pattern. But you let me know, has anyone made that Knitty Committee top? Is it really nice? Like, should I make it? Because I'm kind of vibing. And yeah, I could do the both in the year, we'll see. But like, I'm thinking just like committing to like one long sleeve top that's fingering weight, because that's going to take a long time, you know? But which one should I make? Should I get that one? I also really want to try a pattern by Lily Kate France. I hear that she does really well fitted pieces as well. So I'm really like, for that reason too, I'm just like, I've made half that rib tee. I've made other knitting for olive patterns. Like, I've tried that designer. I know what to expect. Like, so we'll see. So those are all the like kind of fun new pattern ideas that I think I may end up going for in 2026. I've also got a couple projects which are not that they're not fun, but they are more like, these are some of my like non-negotiables. And I kind of said that at the start, where I was like, it removes the fun when you're like forcing yourself to make something. But I do have a couple of things that I am going to force myself to make. So first of all, Sadie Sweater by Ozetta. I purchased this pattern. I had some yarn in stash, although not quite enough. So I ripped back a few pieces, some like early pieces that I made, and reclaimed the yarn because I had, you know, the sizing was all off. I didn't enjoy the fabric that I was creating. I was holding two yarns together in one situation, and I've got a bunch of, it's the Abbey Road, The Wind Cries Merino blended yarn. What a name. So I've got that in the colorway 982 Midnight Lighting, and that's a 65% merino, 25% alpaca, 10% polyamide. It's like that chain knit construction, so it's really like that lightweight, airy yarn. So I've got a bunch of that I've claimed from other projects, and I wanted to make the Sadie sweater. And so I've had this plan for ages. I've had the yarn all wound up ready to go. I've purchased the pattern and everything. I just never have like hit the trigger and cast it on. Like, I was excited about it, and now my excitement's just like fizzled out. But the reason why I want to make this particular project is because I did do like, this is going to be like a 2-part video for me. So I've done the like ripping back, reclaiming the yarn kind of video, and then I've like chatted through what I'm possibly going to make with that yarn. And this is the biggest project that I'm going to make as part of that. The rest of the yarn is just getting used up with like accessories. So I've got a bunch of that like Temu yarn that I'm just using up. So I've made some beanies and some other fun things. Maybe I'll do a cushion cover, I don't know. But the main project is the sweater. So I need to like cast it on and get going on it so that I can actually film and finish the second part of that video, and then I can actually release it. So that's more of like a forced project for YouTube more than anything. I'm sure I'm going to love the end project, the end piece, because it's going to be like a drop shoulder sweater. Again, Ozetta, I haven't made any of her patterns yet, but it's got a lot of shaping stuff in it, so it should have a really good fit. So it is something that I was very excited to make. I've just, for whatever reason, lost that excitement, because I think it's because of that mental, like, oh, I need to film the video. It's for a video. I have to do it. And that video, like, I think I did the part one, like, I don't know, probably at the start of the year. So like a good, like 9 months ago plus. So it's already been a long time since I filmed the first part, and I'm like, I either just have to scrap that or finish the project. And since I have the yarn and the pattern for it, like, it's just like, just get it done. So I'm gonna possibly force myself to cast that one on and work on that one. I then gonna also do some remakes. So if you watched my what I made in 2025 video, I did touch on the ones that I was going to remake in that particular video. So the first one is the Bronze Summer sweater, which is free pattern by Drops Design. So I made this in the Drops Air in the color number 02 Wheat. This one I've got like 1.5 balls of yarn left over, and I do want a more oversized fit for it. I also want to change the hem and improve the short row shaping that I did in that particular piece. So that is going to be one that I have to rip back and redo. I'm not looking forward to the rip back on that one because it is that Drops Air yarn. I haven't worn it at all, so it should hopefully rip back okay, but it is fluffy, so it might be a bit velcro-y to itself. So we'll have to see how that rip back goes, but I'm not really looking forward to that. But that is one that I want to rip back and remake, and you know, it'd be good to have it in time for summer. It is one that's knit on larger needles too, so it should be a relatively quick knit to redo. I think my first one I did spend a lot of time on it, but I did knit it in like 2 weeks because I was like solely like focused in on it. So maybe I'll try recreate that but we've got to get through the mental barrier of the rip back first. The other one that I want to redo is my Twist Loops top by Other Loops. So I did this one in Drops Flora in the color 31 Sand. Similar vibe here, right? I actually accidentally brought more yarn than I needed for that one, like more than what the pattern called for. I don't know what I was thinking with that one. The Drops one I actually brought like what was recommended for the size that I was making. I just ended up having like heaps left over. So yeah, I've got heaps of the Flora too, so I've got enough to size up. I want to adjust like the shoulders on that one. The neckline's a little bit too tight as well, so a few fit adjustments, size up one so that it's a little bit more positive ease rather than having negative ease. So yeah, that's a fingering weight knit. I remember that one being, again, it was one that I really like focused in on to get done in a short amount of time. So I did that in 3 weeks. Won't be doing it in 3 weeks, I can guarantee that this time. But it is like a nice work top situation. So it's something that I'll be able to get a lot of wear out of. So I definitely want to get that one done. Don't know when I'm going to do it, but I've got to get it done. But that will be a fingering weight top. So like it just depends when I'm doing like the long sleeve fingering, because I don't want to have 2 fingerings. Or maybe I do want to have 2 fingers at the same time, but that's a ribbed one. So that leans, there we are. Look, I'm problem solving. The Twist Loop top is a ribbed top. The ribbed tee is, by name, it's ribbed too. But the one, what was it called? The Nitty Committee top. That one's stock knit. So technically I could do a stock knit fingering weight and a ribbed fingering weight, and they would be like very different projects. Maybe we've just made up our mind on which long sleeve we're going to do. But yeah, getting back to my rip backs, the other one I'm going to rip back and redo is my cinnamon beanie. So this is another free one by Drops. I've got that in Drops Lima in the color 9024 Almond. Same situation yet again. So I brought the recommended yarn for that one. I only just tapped into the 3rd ball, so I've got heaps left over. It is a little bit fitted, so I can easily size up in that particular one. And I would make some slight adjustments just by replacing, it's got some like ribbing on the inside that you don't see, I guess just to give it a good fit. I will swap that out for double knitting, which I'm pretty sure is fairly true to the Oslo hat, which it is duping. So I think I'll start with the beanie, being that it's the smallest project, and I'll feel, you know, more accomplished because I'll be able to rip it back, wash the yarn, remake that. relatively quickly, and maybe that will get my motivation going for ripping back and redoing other projects. But yeah, that's my list. So too long, didn't read, even though you meant for that at the start of the video, but it's at the end of the video. We're looking at, 1 to 2 cardigans, maybe. One long sleeve top, a textured sweater, maybe 2. And then in terms of like the reclaiming, remaking things, there's 2 jumpers, 1 top, 1 beanie. So all up, that's like, 6 or 7 items. I think I made more than that in the past year. So I should be able to get through technically everything on my list if I really want to, but I'm not going to hold myself accountable. We're definitely going to do, I think, Lauder cardigan. I think I've just made up my mind. We're going to do Lauder cardigan. We're going to do a Dagmar. Maybe the Nitty Committee top. And then all of my like reclaims and remakes. We've got to get them done. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, guys. What do you think I should do? Do you agree with my approach there? Like I say, these plans are loose. We're probably going to pivot and probably not do any. We'll do like half of them or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see at the end of the year where we get on it. But let me know what's on your plans, because my mind is still very much easily influenced with what we should do. So let me know from my list what you think I should make, and then let me know what you're working on too, because maybe I want to steal your ideas. But yeah. Stay tuned, because whatever I end up making, like I've got my monthly update videos, so you will see those projects pretty much in real time or close to real time as I pick up and make things. So if there's one there that you're particularly interested in, you can hear more about it there. I also end up doing project vlogs for all of my projects too. They are quite delayed though. They often come out several months after I've actually finished the piece, because I end up getting a bit of a backlog of those actual videos. But there will also be project vlogs on there. So again, if there's a particular piece here that you're like really keen to see how that goes, do them YouTubey things, stay tuned. Eventually, don't know when, but eventually a video will come up. So that is it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed seeing everything that I'm going to make, or think I might make, in the next year. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye. How do I feel about 2026 plans? So I'm using the term like plans kind of loosely, because so I'm using the term like plans quite loosely here. Is this the right colorway? Yes. Are you the right color? Yes, you are the right color. I don't know. I can't explain that one apart from vibes. I was just vibing. Dagmar. Oh no, a ball just went rolling. I feel like I should just start that again. A lot of these require new yarn, and I'm like, what am I doing? Where is all my yarn going? It's just like rolling all over the place. Am I sitting on it? Oh my god, I'm sitting on it. Wow, it's really raining.